This is for the person who is tired of responding to what seems like everything. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Ashley. I'm a mental health expert and I help Christians overcome anxiety using Christ centered neuroscience without the typical just pray more advice. Now, I'm going to start today's video with a major truth that we all have to accept at some point. Some of your biggest threats don't visibly exist in front of you. I'm going to repeat that again. Some of your biggest threats don't visibly exist in front of you. I call them intangible threats. Intangible threats are when your brain responds to a threat that doesn't exist in the physical world. That means you can't see it, hear it, touch it, or measure it, but it still causes you to become nervous or anxious. They are usually invisible concepts such as an idea, a belief, an image, a value, or expectation. Think about it like this. You can become anxious about interacting with others after one person said you're too chatty. You can become anxious after receiving a text that just says we need to talk. You can become anxious about the possibility that you embarrassed yourself 3 days ago. These are all examples of intangible threats. And as I mentioned before, your mind and body cannot tell the difference between threats. Your mind and body responds the same way to every single threat you encounter. Remember, your brain is built to predict and save you from all danger, including the non physical ones. This is why people can worry and become anxious about things that actually have no evidence. And the Bible supports this. It actually warns us that intangible threats will occur. You can easily see this in Ephesians 6:12. For we do not wrestle or struggle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. That is intangible threats, my friend. Reflect on that. A quick way to summarize that verse is that you will encounter intangible threats. There are threats that you cannot or will not see. The enemy uses intangible threats to distract us every day. And you may ask, how? How does that happen? When you encounter intangible threats, you listen to your anxious responses more than anything else. That includes your logic, what other people tell you, what God tells you. So, although there is evidence and facts that go against your anxious response, you are going to hold on to that anxious response and use that to interpret your experiences. That is exactly how he uses it because he knows that these are more likely to keep you mentally and emotionally trapped, thereby delaying you in so many different ways. Many of us are living in fear. And so we're not really living. We are boxed in and we won't step outside of that box. That's what intangible threats do to you. They keep you captive. In my experience working with clients, I find that there are 5 common intangible threats usually behind anxiety. Number 1, uncertainty, the unknown. This is a major intangible threat because humans naturally want predictability, stability, and clarity. And uncertainty disrupts every single one of those. Number 2, loss of control. I hear this one time and time again. And it makes sense because control is a number one strategy that most people use to try to manage their anxiety. It's our go to coping mechanism. And it seems effective at first, but it is so unrealistic because there are so many things in life outside of your control. And I understand why we don't like it because we lose autonomy and power when things are outside of our control. But if you focus on what you can't control, your mental health will suffer. Number 3, rejection. A lot of people talk about not wanting to be judged or perceived negatively. Fearing embarrassment is also included in this. And it's completely understandable that this would be a major intangible threat because we as humans are naturally wired for connection and belonging. We want to be embraced, we want to be loved. So rejection is very hurtful and we want to avoid it. Number 4, fear of failure. This also can include not wanting to make the wrong decision. In this, you're actively trying to prevent all mistakes. It leads to decision paralysis, overthinking, second guessing, and endless mental debates. This intangible threat consumes so many people's energy and time. This threat really shows how delay can happen. We don't want to fail. We don't want to make a mistake. We want everything to be exactly the way we want it to be. Most people won't even start something because they're afraid of failing. And this can translate to so many things in your life. Again, that trap, that's going to keep you in a box. Number 5, threats to your sense of self. This includes threats to your identity, character, self image, beliefs, and values. A quick way that you can identify if it is a threat to your sense of self is to measure your level of defensiveness, because in those moments we feel like we have to defend ourselves. So those are the most common intangible threats that you are going to come across. So what can you do about these? Let me give you a quick 4-step process that you can do to help you with your intangible threats. So number 1, you got to identify them. Identify what are the things that make you upset and worked up. And remember, you have to go deep in order to see what is being triggered. Number 2, you're going to begin to identify unhealed areas. Notice I said begin because this is an ongoing process. This is not a one and done. You're going to identify one and another one is going to pop up shortly after. Number 3, start doing the work to heal those unhealed areas. There's a lot of ways to do this, but this is usually the point where people start to reach out to professional help because this requires inner work, which is hard. So it helps to have support during that process. And number 4, you're going to go look at the rest of Ephesians 6:12. Keep that reference because you are going to need each and every single part of armor to fight when those intangible threats come up. I hope this video gave you clarity and encouragement. If you want deeper guidance on this, I have included a download in the description. This is going to give you practice, and then you can repeat and use this tool in the future. Before I hop off, I want to leave you with this final thought. The biggest war you will ever fight is in your mind. So this is important for us to take serious. Thank you for all your support in the channel. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications whenever I upload new videos. Download your worksheet and I will see you in the next video.